A single drop, smaller than a raindrop, can drop a full-grown human to the ground. What creature could possibly carry a weapon that small and that terrifying? Open on extreme macro shot of a beetle's abdomen, slow zoom, then cut to a blast of orange spray in slow motion. Welcome back to Bioverse Explained, where the tiniest monsters get the biggest spotlight. Today we're diving into the toxic insect world and the brutal defense systems hiding inside creatures you've probably walked past 100 times. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how these insects manufacture poison inside their own bodies, why one beetle can literally boil chemicals under your skin, and which tiny insect produces a toxin so strong it's being studied to fight cancer. Toxic insects live everywhere you already are. Your backyard, your garden, the cracks in your sidewalk. They are not rare jungle specimens. Over 1 million insect species have been identified on Earth. Scientists estimate thousands of them carry some form of toxin. Picture a matchstick head. Now imagine that matchstick head containing enough chemical energy to launch a boiling spray. That's the bombardier beetle, and it's real. Most people assume venomous insects are always big, colorful, or obviously dangerous. That's the myth. The truth is far stranger. The deadliest toxins on the planet often come from insects smaller than your fingernail, wrapped in dull brown or black bodies designed to be ignored. Camouflage isn't weakness here. It's strategy. The insect wants you to underestimate it right up until the moment it doesn't matter anymore. Let's start with the bombardier beetle, because its defense system sounds like science fiction. Inside its abdomen sit two separate chemical chambers. One holds hydroquinone. The other holds hydrogen peroxide. Alone, they're harmless. Combined, they explode. When threatened, the beetle mixes them instantly using enzymes as a trigger. The reaction heats the mixture to nearly 100 degrees Celsius. That's boiling point. Then the beetle fires it out through a rotating nozzle at the back of its body. Researchers at MIT used high-speed cameras and X-ray imaging in 2015 to capture this in action. They discovered the beetle doesn't spray continuously. It pulses the chemical reaction, up to 500 times per second. That's not a spray. That's a machine gun made of boiling acid. Now picture the assassin bug, a completely different kind of hunter. It doesn't explode chemicals outward. It injects them inward. Its saliva contains enzymes that liquefy an insect's internal organs within seconds. Then it drinks the liquefied remains through its own straw-like mouthpart. Some species even coat their front legs with sticky plant resin just to trap prey before the kill. Then there's the blister beetle, which doesn't attack at all. It waits. If you crush one against your skin, it releases a compound called cantharidin. This chemical causes your skin to blister and burn within hours. Cantharidin is so potent that historically it was mistaken for an aphrodisiac and sold under a name you've probably heard, Spanish fly. In reality, people who ingested it were poisoned, not aroused. Some died. The myth sounded exciting. The truth was a slow chemical burn from the inside out. Now for the fact that will make you want to text someone immediately. The tarantula hawk wasp has a sting rated among the most painful in the entire animal kingdom on the Schmidt Sting Pain Index, a real scientific scale created by entomologist Justin Schmidt. He described the pain as instantly overwhelming and totally debilitating, yet he also noted it lasts only about 5 minutes. Here's the twist. That sting isn't even meant for you. It's meant for tarantulas. The wasp paralyzes a spider many times its own size, drags it into a burrow, and lays a single egg on its living body. The larva hatches and eats the paralyzed spider alive, saving the vital organs for last, so the spider survives as long as possible while being consumed. That detail alone separates fascinating biology from horror movie plotting. Except this happens every single day in backyards around the world. Here's where modern science flips everything you thought you knew. Toxins that evolved purely to kill are now being reverse-engineered to heal. A 2021 study published in the journal Toxins examined venom peptides from assassin bugs and found specific compounds that selectively attacked cancer cell membranes while leaving healthy cells intact. Other researchers have studied wasp venom peptides for their ability to punch holes specifically in bacterial cell walls, offering a potential new weapon against antibiotic-resistant infections, one of the biggest threats in modern medicine. Engineers have even studied the bombardier beetle's dual-chamber pulsing system to design safer micro-fuel injectors and fire suppression sprays that release chemicals in controlled bursts instead of one dangerous blast. An organism built entirely around destruction is quietly teaching us how to build things that protect and repair. That irony is not a coincidence. Evolution doesn't waste efficient chemistry. It just points it in different directions depending on what survival requires. And now, the moment this entire video has been building toward. Every defense system we've covered so far, the boiling spray, the liquefying saliva, the blistering acid, the paralyzing sting, they all share one hidden truth that almost nobody talks about. None of these insects produce their venom to kill for pleasure or aggression. Every single one of these weapons evolved because these insects are, biologically speaking, extremely fragile. Strip away the chemistry, and most of them have no armor, no speed, no size advantage at all. The bombardier beetle can't outrun a bird. The assassin bug can't overpower most prey with brute strength. The blister beetle can be crushed by a single footstep. Their toxins aren't signs of power. They're proof of vulnerability turned into strategy. That's the twist competitor videos almost never mention, because it flips the entire narrative. We tend to picture venomous creatures as apex predators radiating dominance. The reality is closer to the opposite. These are some of the most exposed, most fragile organisms in the insect world, and instead of losing the evolutionary race, they rewrote the rules of the race entirely. They turned biochemistry into their only currency, and it worked so well that some of these lineages have survived relatively unchanged for tens of millions of years. Long before humans built chemical weapons or medicine, insects had already perfected the art of turning fragility into one of the most effective survival tools nature has ever produced. Sit with that for a second. The scariest insect you'll meet this year is probably terrified of you too, and its poison is the only reason it's still standing there instead of running. So here's what we uncovered today. Some insects manufacture explosive chemical reactions inside their own bodies in real time. Others use their toxins not for aggression but for pure defense against a world that outsizes them. And the very venom that terrifies us is now being studied to fight cancer and drug-resistant bacteria. So here's a question worth debating in the comments. If venom evolved primarily as a defense against threats these insects fear, what does that tell us about which species on Earth are actually the most vulnerable, not the most dangerous? If this changed the way you look at the next bug you see in your yard, hit like and subscribe, because Bioverse Explained is just getting started. Next time, we're uncovering a creature that can survive being frozen solid, and what happens the moment it thaws back to life.